In Mark chapter 5, we see that Jesus has authority over demonic forces, over sickness, and over death. Jesus casts a legion of demons out of a demoniac, heals a woman suffering from chronic bleeding, and raises a 12-year-old girl, Jairus' daughter, from the dead. While Jesus is walking with Jairus, a synagogue ruler, to bring healing to his daughter, they receive the worst of news. Here's what we see in Mark chapter 5, verses 35 and 36. While he, Jesus, was still speaking, some came from the ruler of the synagogue's house, that's Jairus' house, who said, "Your daughter is dead. Why trouble the teacher any further?" As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said to the ruler of the synagogue, "Do not be afraid, only believe." Here are two insights from this passage. Insight number 1, sometimes we are faced with terrible disappointments. While Jesus is still speaking to a woman who he has just healed from ongoing hemorrhaging, Jairus hears terrible news. His sick daughter is now dead. In this fallen world, sometimes we face heart-wrenching disappointments, painful circumstances, unexpected tragedies, shattered dreams. It can be really hard. But that brings us to insight number 2. In the midst of disappointment, we are called to walk by faith. Jesus says to Jairus, "Do not be afraid, only believe." Jesus is saying, don't give in to fear. Instead, believe that I can bring healing. Jesus can do the impossible. And in fact, he will raise this little girl from the dead. When we face disappointments, we too are called to walk by faith, trusting in the Lord to lead us. We may be tempted to turn away from the Lord, not troubling the teacher any further, but it's in our dark times that we need to draw close to the Lord. He may not perform the kind of miracle we'd like him to perform, but he will lead us, he will teach us, and he will somehow work all things together for good. Let's say we're facing a personal dream that has died. Jesus can resurrect the dream at this time, or he can resurrect the dream at some future time, or he has a better dream for us, and he wants to redirect us. Or he's teaching us lessons that we need to learn, lessons that are more important than that particular dream. So when we receive disappointing, painful news, let's remember the words of Jesus. Do not be afraid, only believe. Thanks for listening.